Welcome back to Anointed to Bling, everyone. It's Rein here one more time. Not really with a tutorial today, but just some holiday inspiration for you. Everyone needs those little things that you keep stocked, those things that people keep coming back to you for that are consistent money makers. And these Starbucks cups tend to be mine along with wedding shoes. I always have business all throughout the year making stuff like these because people go crazy for stuff like this. And I want to inspire you and share with you some of my decorative ideas in hopes that you'll be inspired to create your own and make some money for yourself or have some great gifts to give away for the holiday. Not all of these are Starbucks cups. Some of these are cups that I got at the Goodwill. One is a Dollar Tree cup, another, that big one, the clear one, I got that from Amazon in a set of 3. So there's a lot of different ideas, a lot of different things that you can source and work with to create some amazing pieces. You want to see what I did? Stay tuned. It's coming up right now. So as far as supplies, I keep a lot of supplies on hand for stuff like this. I have tons and tons of drawers worth of stuff in boxes full of little things that I use so that when I want to decorate things like this, I have them at my disposal. I keep this little rhinestone trim just for all kind of things because I find I always need it no matter what. And I get this off eBay. And it comes in like a 30-foot roll, which is a lot more than you're going to get at Hobby Lobby. You know, you might be able to find it cheaper at a flea market, but I keep stuff like that. I keep these little jewels. I get them at flea markets, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and I just collect them. Of course, my famous tub of pearls. My famous tub of pearls. Let's not spill them all out over the place. This one I got at Hobby Lobby for $17.99. You can also get them at Michael's in a little box for about $8. And of course, I keep all my little different bling wraps. So it's just little things. These little mirrors, I order these faithfully from Amazon.com. And I get a pack of 6 of these sheets for about $10 to $11. But I keep those. And I got this little kit at Michael's too. I did this for a little girl's tennis shoes for her first birthday party. She wanted a unicorn design. Using my Cricut, I put the unicorn on the tongue and blinged out the shoes with these. So, you know, Michael's has these kits often and they come in a lot of variety of colors. They also have these little crystals. These are the iridescent ones. You know, I try to keep tubs of those. So that's just, you know, my little supplies list for stuff like this. Now I'm going to go play with the cups and come back and show you what I did. So here are some of my little cute designs. I'm so in love with how these came out. I'll show them to you one by one. This particular design is not new. I actually was inspired by that from something that I saw on Pinterest. And I just really added my own little touch. I added the little rhinestone trim, which is why I love that stuff because it works for so many different projects. And I went ahead and using my 3mm pearls and crystals in my E6000, I went ahead and just designed the inside of that logo a little bit. Now, some people fill it all in. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what I feel like in the moment. And of course, I added some little pearls in the very top. And I don't usually do this, to be honest, because sometimes when you're drinking out of these, or if you accidentally tilt the cup, sometimes coffee does end up in here. But with a little hot water, you can rinse that off and it is as good as new. I actually used this cup the other day, had that happen, and you can see that it is as good as new. So I'm not really complaining. Some people do fill this in. Again, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And with all of these, I insert a straw in here. Rarely do I ever drink from the top. Now, I am using tacky glue for this, and it's actually not it's not toxic at all. So if I did put some pearls up here, it would not harm me in any way. But just because of the design, I like to add the straw in there. So That's just one little tidbit for you. And I got to tell you, I've looked at some of these cups on Etsy. This particular one is popular with just the white pearls. And I've seen people selling it anywhere from $35 to $100. I'll show you a picture of that in just a second. But I've seen that, you know, sold at various prices. So the more decorative you make these, hey, you can make a little money. But again, I'm just showing you some holiday gifts or some things that you can do to enhance your store. So that is that one. Now, the other thing I want to point out is sometimes the lettering, I'll get a little closer here, it does shine through. So you want to be mindful. You know, you can spray paint over that or paint over that and try to cover that as best as you can. I didn't do it this time. This is my cup actually, and just kind of a sample. But because I'm picky, I might actually go pull those pearls off and paint over that just because it's getting on my nerves. But I just wanted to show you that particular design. I could not remember where I got this cup, and I'm so glad my honey reminded me. I actually picked this up at the Goodwill. It was like $3, and I really wanted it because it was ceramic. And I had a vision immediately for what I wanted to do. The sleeve under here is just like the top. And I knew that I wanted to cover that. Now, I want to say something about these beads. This is from the kit that I showed you earlier, that Michael's Pearl Unicorn kit. This is why I love Michael's beads, even though the kits are a little bit smaller than the ones that you get at Hobby Lobby. I wish they would make a big pack like Hobby Lobby does, where I got these. But as you can see, if you compare the pearls, these are just all similar. Now, they do have a nice shine, so I'm not complaining, but I like these because they have dimension, and you get more than just the pearls. You get some of these little crystals, and then as you can see, some of them are more iridescent, some of them are more faded. That is actually intentional as you look at that, because it gives it a lot of dimension and sparkle. It makes it almost 3D. And that's what I really love about those little kits. So they're totally worth the $8. And of course, you get it for 40% off. You know, so you can't beat it. This is why I stock up and collect, because I can use those for different projects, especially cute little things like this. Here's another one of my favorites. Now, this is one that I actually did a little bit ago. I use my E6000 for this. I do a lot of bridal shoes. I do a lot of Converse for new brides. That's how I got started even blinging things in the first place. That is like my signature thing that I do, is make brides' dreams come true with their veils, their shoes. Sometimes I do the beadwork on their gowns. And so I keep these crystals, these 3mm, all the time in a variety of colors. I order them from everywhere. More upscale brides want the Swarovski crystals, and I do use those. If I had done cups in the Swarovskis, you know, this would be a really, really expensive cup. So I try to use craft crystals for stuff like this. And I just wanted to show you, you can do some of your own really cool designs. I mean, I've seen all kinds. People hand paint them. People use marker and they do mandala, you know, kind of designs on them. So the possibilities are endless. I'm just showing you some of the things I came up with, hopefully to inspire your own creative designs, because these really do make great gifts, if I haven't said that 1,000 times. But I like how this came out, and it has enough sparkle. Again, I don't drink out of the top, you know, because I wear a lot of lipstick too, you know, and so I tend to use a straw. But I really like how this one came out too. And again, you know, some people fill that in. I tend not to unless I'm asked or unless I feel in the mood to do that. But I think this design is super cute. This is my little Dollar Tree cup. I pick these up all the time because I always have ideas for them, and I am an avid cricketer, and so I customize these a lot. I do these for brides as well, and so I keep these in stock as often as I can, particularly the clear ones, which is what this was. And then here's just an example of how to do this with your typical bling wrap that you can also pick up at the Dollar Tree. So if you don't plan on making these a whole lot, grab some of that Dollar Tree bling wrap, which is actually what this is, and then just cover the entire cup. Now, you know, this bling wrap is Dollar Tree, but you can see for me, it's a little bit dull. It doesn't compare to the bling wrap that I tend to get from like Amazon or eBay or when I go to the flea market. For some reason, I found this to be just slightly more dull. Maybe that's happened to you, maybe it hasn't, but that's something to be mindful of. Anyway, I still wanted to show you the example of just, you know, hot glue and your typical bling wrap, and you can create a pretty cup. Again, I took the straws out of this when I was doing it, and I'm going to put those back later. And then I just added a little brooch just to give it something extra, because I'm super extra. Like, that's so me. But again, it's just another neat idea for how you can decorate your own cup. This one right here is one of my favorites. Again, it's not really a new design. It was inspired by Pinterest. This is the clear cup that Starbucks sells, and it costs like $2, I want to say, or maybe did I pay 3? I think I paid maybe 3. Don't quote me on that. Go check it, Starbucks. But again, it's not a very expensive cup. And I really like these crystals. See, this is what I love about Michael's kits, because when I buy these particular craft crystals from Hobby Lobby, they do not give this same dimension. Some of these are iridescent. Some of these are just plain white silver. But again, they give such a really neat 3D kind of effect, and that sparkle and shine that comes from them is awesome. This one is probably going to get a lot of use. Again, just because it's that bling thing. You know, can you imagine going and trying on dresses and you got your cute little bling cups? I see brides doing it all the time, all the time. You know, I'm on a wedding kick right now, so this is why I keep talking about brides. But I'm telling you, we go crazy for stuff like this because it's just so cute. It's just so cute. And I love how it came out. I used the tacky glue for this one as well as the other beaded ones, and it worked out absolutely perfectly. And you know what, guys? It doesn't take a lot of time to do this. It just takes a little bit of patience, you know, and of course, I always say, I always stop and look at stuff. So if you don't stop and look at it every 2 minutes, you can get done a lot faster. But that tacky glue allows you to spread a lot of it and get those beads on there fairly quickly because it takes a little bit of time to dry. But I really love how these come out, and I just decided to go be crazy and cover that entire thing, because I just think these are so, 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 so cute. I love these crystals. Love them, love them, love them. Love that sparkle and that shine. I think of all the ones that I've done, this is probably my favorite. This is my Breakfast at Tiffany's inspired cup here, and I love how this came out. Again, see, this is why I love those Michael's bead kits, because see that dimension? See, it's the perfect color. How some of those pearls are more of a mint green, and then you have some of the crystals, you know, some that are just kind of, they look faded, but they're really not, and then some that are more iridescent, because it really does give it more dimension. You can even see it. This is the difference between the pearls that you get from Hobby Lobby and the ones that you get from the Michael's kit. See that iridescence? That's what I actually love about those beads. Now, that doesn't mean, again, that the Hobby Lobby ones are bad. It just means I happen to like these better. I'm a huge fan of Audrey Hepburn. This was originally going to be my wedding theme, but it was too girly, so I'm going to do it for my bridal shower. You know how I feel about my rhinestone trim, guys. You already know. So I had to do this fringe. I've done that on a couple of different projects now, and I decided to try it on my Starbucks cup. And you know what? I really like how it came out. I have no complaints. I wanted to do like a little sash around the side, you know, because it's bridal time for me, y'all. So I got bride on the brain, you know, and then just kind of do like a Tiffany blue inspired kind of dress, if you will. And then this is supposed to represent the jewelry. Come on, you know, I'm just out there like that. But I really like how it came out. I love those beads. And so that's another idea for how you can decorate yours. And again, I want to get up close. I put those little pearls and stones inside of there. And so that's another option. And again, you know, I did go ahead and fill this in because, as I said earlier, I use my straws in drinking out of these. I try to keep them as clean and preserved as possible when I'm using them. And I wear lipstick, so I don't like to have to scrub and clean. And again, these are non-toxic. So if you do drink out of it using that tacky glue, you should be absolutely fine. So that's that for that one. Last but not least is my super tall aluminum tumbler that I got from Starbucks. I don't usually keep these because they're a little bit expensive. This one I want to say was like 22 or somewhere around 22 or 29. It was a little bit expensive, but I wanted to do a sample of it. So I've had this for a while. It isn't new, but I wanted to at least show you another option. You know me and my mirror tiles. If you've been watching my tutorials, then you know I love, love, love these things. And I wanted to see them on a cup, and I'm so glad that I did because it's so disco-ish. It's been one of my most popular ones to date since I put it out there. I've had a lot of orders for this. This one, again, is old, so things have sort of slid around because, to be honest, I throw this thing around, take it to the gym, throw it around in my backpack, throw it around on the floor. I have not taken care of it as best as I should have, but I just wanted to give you the idea so that you could kind of see for yourself and maybe be inspired by it, because I do the larger tumblers too. Honestly, I just don't like to pay for them. I'm not gonna lie, Starbucks, you know you kind of pricey on these. You know you kind of pricey, but this came out super cute, and you know, it's one of my other favorites of the bunch. And it's just another really, really neat idea. I told you people were selling these cups for about $100 or at least up to, sometimes a little bit more depending on how they are designed. I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. I'm telling you, people go crazy for things like this. So whether you are giving them away or enhancing your store, this is a great way to do it. Every store needs those items that are consistent money makers. And I'm telling you, this is one. People buy these from me all the time, along with bridal shoes. So those are the things that make me consistent money. And you could be making some consistent money. I'm trying to told you. So you get those beads out and do what you do, girl. So that is that for my little cup display. I hope you like some of these and will be inspired to make your own. Again, it's holiday season, which is why I'm even posting this, in case you need some ideas for what to get the person who has everything, or what to get that diva in your life, or just some ideas that make great stocking stuffers depending on how much work you really want to do. I say get a small mini bag of their favorite coffee or tea, put it inside of there, stuff it with some Hershey's Kisses, put a gift card to Starbucks inside. You've got a great gift on your hand. I really love these particular ideas. Sorry, my finger was in the way there, my bad. But I really love these gift ideas. And as you can see, they range in price from the Dollar Tree version to a little bit more work using those 3mm beads, to my Goodwill version, and to the cheaper Starbucks version, where you can really do a lot. And again, you can hand paint them, you can draw on them, you can customize them if you have a Cricut by writing, cutting out their name in cursive and creating something special. These are really cute little gifts, and I'm glad that I took the time of doing it. I think the hardest part is going to be parting with these and giving them away, but you can always make them again for yourself, as I plan to do. I want to thank you as always for tuning in. Remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, and the work of your hands is surely blessed. I'll see you next upload. Happy holidays, guys.